What's up, horror freaks? I'm your undead horror guide, Boney Stiff, and welcome back to the Emporium of Dread.
Play with us.
With the holidays upon us, I'm wishing all you freaks out there a very merry stiffmas.
Punish!
That's right, it's the most horrifying time of the year, where the only thing scarier than the holiday traffic is the store-bought fruitcake your mom insists on bringing every year.
Tougher than a truckload of all beef jerky, drier than a drought in Albuquerque, Grandma's killer fruitcake.
And hey, if you hear footsteps on your roof this year, it may not be Santa. It could be something a little more hornier.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little, anxious, if you know what I mean.
You know, Krampus, of course. Tonight we're decking the halls with doom and jingle belling all the way to terror with Krampus. It's Christmas meets the Twilight Zone, a festive fright fest where holiday cheer gets stuffed right into the stocking of despair. So grab your hot cocoa or maybe some holy water and let's dive on in.
What we need is a female victim of sudden death. Can you do it?
He's gone from here. The evil is gone.
We must create from the beginning. Build up our own creature. And live up from nothing.
What an excellent take for an exorcism.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It is entitled Naturam de Manto, roughly translated, Book of the Dead.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Alright, horror freaks, let's set the scene. Krampus opens up on the ultimate Christmas nightmare. A stampede of rabid shoppers turning a department store into a war zone. Honestly, it's like Black Friday crossed with a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, no, no.
Amid the chaos, we meet the Ingle family, a dysfunctional crew that puts the fun in dysfunction. You've got young Max, who's clinging to the last shreds of his Christmas spirit like it's a lifeboat in the Titanic. Then there's the overworked parents, Tom and Sarah, who are one jingle bell away from a nervous breakdown. And let's not forget the extended family, Uncle Howard, Aunt Linda, and their wild pack of kids, who roll in like a tornado of tacky sweaters and bad manners. Oh, and we can't forget Grandma Omi, who's serving ominous looks and cryptic holiday wisdom in German. You know, she's seen some stuff. Things go south faster than a reindeer on a greased roof when Max, frustrated with his family's bickering, tears up his letter to Santa. Little does he know the secret act of holiday angst summons Krampus, the anti-claus himself, to teach them all a lesson. From there, it's snowstorms, creepy gingerbread men, and a horde of holiday-themed monsters that would give Tim Burton nightmares. But hey, when it comes to Christmas horror, you gotta go big or go home, right?
Come over and you can suck it.
Let's talk about the folks that bring this twisted holiday tale to life. And trust me, this cast is stuffed tighter than a Christmas stocking. First up, we got Adam Scott as Tom Ingle, our reluctant hero, and the kind of dad that looks like he's about one meltdown away from putting rum in his eggnog. You might recognize Scott from Parks and Recreation, where he played Ben Wyatt, the lovable nerd. Here he trades in the calzones for chaos as he tries to keep his family from becoming Krampus's chow. Then there's Toni Collette as Sarah, Tom's wife, who's equal parts Martha Stewart and simmering rage. Collette herself is a queen of horror. Hereditary, anyone? And she adds a layer of dramatic depth to a movie filled with killer cookies, psychotic toys, and if anyone could make a Christmas dinner meltdown feel Oscar-worthy, it's her. And how can we forget David Koechner as Howard, the gun-toting, overconfident uncle who's basically Cousin Eddie with a death wish.
Shitter was full!
Known for his comedic chops in such films like Anchorman, he delivers laughs even while fending off a pack of rabid snowmen. His over-the-top bravado is the perfect counterpoint to this mounting terror. And for some sass and snark, we have Concha Farrell as Aunt Dorothy. She's like your drunk aunt at Christmas dinner, except funnier and less apologetic. Every line she delivers is like a mic drop. Rounding out the cast is young MJ Anthony as Max, the heart of the film and the reason Krampus comes calling in the first place. Max, just like every kid, wants a perfect Christmas, but instead he gets a horrifying life lesson and be careful what you wish for. Anthony does a great job of balancing the innocence and fear needed for the role. And of course we can't forget the man or beast of the hour, Krampus himself. While he doesn't speak a word, the creature's design is absolutely chilling, thanks to the legendary Weta Workshop. You know, those guys behind the Lord of the Rings stuff. With a cast this strong, you think they were auditioning for an indie drama instead of battling Christmas demons, but it's the blend of their earnest performances and the over-the-top chaos that makes Krampus the gift that keeps on giving.
When I get an outbreak, this is the only product I trust to make this. our little secret.
All right, horror freaks, it's time to take a sleigh ride through the stats. We're here to tally up the naughty, the nice, and the downright grisly. This holiday horror dropped in theaters on December 4th, 2015, just in time to ruin Christmas cheer for everyone still clinging to the idea that Santa only brings presents. Michael Dougherty, the man who gave us the Halloween cult classic Trick or Treat, returns to twist another holiday on its head. Dougherty clearly has a knack for taking wholesome traditions and dunking them into a cauldron of nightmare fuel. And with a budget of $15 million, the movie jingled all the way to a $61.5 million box office haul. Looks like Krampus is pretty good at stuff in theaters, and maybe a few nightmares worldwide. Alright freaks, now that we've got all the juicy behind the scenes deets and those tasty stats out of the way, it's time to sink our teeth into the holiday fear fest itself. So grab a seat and maybe a hot cup of something strong, you know, for warmth, and let's break down the twisted tale of Krampus. From the moment the snow starts falling to the terrifying creatures lurking in the dark. Buckle up, it's time for some serious Yuletide mayhem. We kick things off with a Black Friday montage that looks more like a zombie apocalypse. We have shoppers trampling each other like it's the running of the bulls, only with less dignity and more discount waffle makers. Ah yes, the true spirit of the holidays, consumerism and mild concussions. Nothing says Merry Christmas like fighting over a toaster oven. We meet our protagonist Max, a boy still clinging to his belief in Santa. Much to the eye roll and dismay of his jaded older sister Beth, their parents Tom and Sarah are a picture of suburban discontent, hosting a Christmas dinner for the relatives who are just a few insults shy of starring in their own Jerry Springer holiday special. Enter Uncle Howard, his wife Linda, and their brood of chaotic children. And let's not forget Aunt Dorothy, who arrives like a Christmas tornado bringing snark and a flask.
I could have broken a hip out there.
Surprise! Please don't be mad.
Oh, Aunt Dorothy, it's so great to see you.
Yeah, well, your sister's no Mother Teresa, but at least she swings by every once in a while to make sure that I'm not dead.
Ah, Aunt Dorothy, proof there's always one relative at Christmas who shows up just for the booze and the chance to roast everyone else. A true holiday hero. Amid the chaos, Max writes a heartfelt letter to Santa, hoping to restore his family's Christmas spirit. But after his cousins read it out loud at dinner, you know, because children can be cruel little goblins, Max loses it. In a fit of rage, he rips up the letter and throws it into the wind. Ripping up your Santa letters like hitting unsubscribe on Christmas magic. That's a bad move, kid. The next morning, the family wakes up to find their neighborhood buried in snow, with no power and no phone service, and a sense of impending doom thicker than Aunt Dorothy's eggnog.
How we were going to survive Christmas with 12 people stuck in a house with no hot water, no heat, and no electricity.
Or food.
Well, there's plenty of leftovers, Howard.
Beer it is.
A creepy snowman appears in their yard despite no one having built it.
What, Max?
There's a snowman in our yard.
Beth heads out to check on her boyfriend, but she's attacked by something monstrous lurking in the snow. We don't see much, but the sounds alone are enough to give you frostbite. Beth, sweetie, if you're in a horror movie and there's a blizzard, just assume your boyfriend's dead and stay indoors, okay? Nothing good ever comes from wandering off into a white abyss. Tom and Howard go looking for Beth, but instead they find hoof prints, and giant ones at that.
What's that?
I've hunted a lot of game in my day. Those are hooves.
That night, the family is attacked by Krampus's minions.
Put that cookie down! Now!
Who's going to tell Uncle Howard his kid just became Krampus's holiday snack? Because it's not going to be me. Then we got Omi, the family's German grandmother, who finally spills the beans. She tells the tale of Krampus, the shadow of St. Nicholas, who punishes those who lose their Christmas spirit. Turns out she encountered Krampus as a child and the scars have clearly stuck.
But Krampus didn't take me that night. He left me as a reminder of what happens when hope is lost, when belief is forgotten.
Leave it to Grandma to drop the ultimate buzzkill during the holidays. Next time she's going to be telling us the Easter Bunny's a cannibal. The film cranks up the chaos as Krampus unleashes his army of terrifying toys and wickedly twisted Christmas decorations. Highlights include the aforementioned Jack-in-the-Box, a demented teddy bear, and a murderous robot, and a gingerbread man armed with a nail gun. Hey, let's give it up for the gingerbread men. They're tiny, adorable, and homicidal. Just like my ex. As the family tries to escape, they're picked off one by one. Krampus saves Max for last, handing him the remnants of his torn-up Santa letter as a grim reminder. Max, in a desperate attempt to save his family, confronts Krampus and pleads for their lives. Krampus responds by laughing in his face and tossing him into a fiery pit. Classic villain move. And here we have the ultimate lesson. Never trust a guy with horns and a creepy laugh. That's just basic survival, people. Max wakes up in his bed on Christmas morning believing it's all a bad dream. The family is together, opening presents, and everyone seems fine. Until Max opens a gift to find a bauble with Krampus' name on it. The camera pans out to reveal the family trapped in a snow globe, part of Krampus' eternal collection. Well, isn't that just the snow globe of shame? Forget Cole. This is how Krampus really keeps you on the naughty list forever. Alright, horror freaks, you know what time it is. It's time to fire up the old stiffometer and see where Krampus lands on the holiday horror scale. Is it a shiny gift under the tree or a lump of coal straight out of the abyss?
Give my creation life!
And there you have it. Krampus earns a solid ho-ho horrifying. And that's one sleigh ride you sure don't want to take. For festive frights, it's got enough to send Santa into early retirement. Those killer gingerbread men, pure nightmare fuel. The twisted toys, I'll never go look at a Jack-in-the-Box the same way again. And Krampus himself, holy hell, this guy's the reason for the season of terror. This movie's got more chills than the North Pole ice bath and enough frights to put Rudolph off his oats. Alright, horror freaks, you survived the Krampus nightmare, and I gotta say, this film delivers on so many levels. If you're looking for a Christmas movie that'll make you rethink putting out that milk and cookies, Krampus is your ticket to terror. If you can't take the heartwarming holiday classics, but you're still in the spirit of the season, this is the one to pop in the old VHS player, or whatever modern technology you're using now. It's got everything you need: twisted holiday creatures, an absolutely terrifying Krampus, and family chaos that feels like your typical holiday dinner, but with more literal demon monsters. What's not to love? And the best part, it's not just a standard monster slashes people flick. This one's got heart. Mind you, a very cold and twisted one. The film's got a message about the pressures of the season, and how easily things can go from jingle bells to jingle hell in a heartbeat. So if you're into horror with a bit of holiday spice, yeah, I'm talking about the gingerbread man you won't be forgetting anytime soon. Krampus is a must-watch. It's one of those flicks that's perfect for those who love a good fright, a dash of humor, and a pinch of holiday madness. And if you end up checking the attic for any creepy toys after watching this, I can't say I don't blame you. Now, before we wrap up, if you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and give that like button a little holiday love. And smash the undead life out of that bell so you never miss a fright-filled episode. I'd love to hear from you, so let me know in the comments, what's your favorite holiday horror film? And hey, if you got a suggestion for my next 5-minute matinee, don't be shy, I'm always on the lookout for more nightmare fuel for my collection. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to check my naughty list and make sure my name isn't on it. But until next time, horror freaks, keep the lights low and stay stiff.
Who wants creme brulee?